weeks, but overall the general trend for us is looking good.
Good, great. We'd love to hear that.
Exactly. The Gulf, the Caribbean, nice and quiet, but we are monitoring a new tropical storm likely to become a hurricane over the weekend, affecting our friends in the Lesser Antilles. This does include anywhere from Barbados to Martinique, even looking up toward Antigua. So we're going to be monitoring that very closely. It could also skirt and impact parts of the Virgin Islands. So the very latest information, it's Tropical Storm Tammy, not a threat to Florida. But notice this, it has definitely strengthened since this time yesterday. Now up to 60-mile-per-hour sustained winds, gusts that are higher, up to 70 miles per hour. It continues to move toward the west-northwest around 13 miles per hour. So it does look like those tropical storm conditions, heavy rainfall, gusty wind, dangerous surf, will start to impact parts of the Lesser Antilles tomorrow and then continue through the weekend. As of now, the latest information at 5 o'clock does have it strengthening to a Category 1 hurricane near Antigua, as it also nears St. Kitts and Nevis. So we're going to be monitoring that right here. We have the Virgin Islands. That latest track, though, is taking the center farther away from the Virgin Islands. Nonetheless, as we well know, you don't have to be in that cone to be impacted. So even our friends in Puerto Rico could pick up some wet weather from this system. And then it's forecast to curve off and away into the Atlantic, away from Turks and Caicos, from the Bahamas, and from the eastern seaboard. So that's the latest on Tammy. As for our weather here at home, definitely a cloudier setup for today. Yesterday, we had wall-to-wall blue skies, and today that cloud cover definitely making a bit of a return. So not just in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, but also we do have some of those fair weather cumulus in the lower levels, still pretty pancaked out, not seeing a ton of moisture in regards to seeing a thunderstorm development, so not worried about any wet weather associated with these clouds. But remember yesterday, our water vapor imagery, we had all of this bone dry air here in orange right overhead, and today that has been replaced with that extra moisture content. Looking ahead to the weekend, we do have a little cold front coming through tomorrow night, early Saturday morning, but notice those rain probabilities with it staying quite minimal at just 20%. Because of last week's cold front, we have basically kicked into our dry season pattern. That means those rain chances will be few and far between. We'll still have some wet weather over the course of the dry season, but it just might not be as consistent. And speaking of which, in today from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, they have officially released their winter weather outlook. So we are looking specifically 3-month rainfall outlook, December, January, and February. That, friends, is meteorological winter. And hey, great news for us here across Southwest Florida, across the Sunshine State, especially because we do still have that ongoing drought. We are expecting abnormally wet conditions over the course of those 3 months. That means we could see some recovery from those drought conditions that we still have in place, even coming out of rainy season. As for the temperatures, they are expected to stay pretty close to average. So basic breakdown. Again, December, January, February, above normal precipitation will be a possibility, but that does mean improvements for our drought, and near normal temperatures are forecast, but we could still have some hot and cold spells. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy skies as we drop down into the mid-60s, so no sweater weather needed for tomorrow morning. 84 for the afternoon as those temperatures return near normal as we look ahead to the next several days, even into the weekend as a cold front comes through. Notice not much in the way of a change for those temperatures. Breezy conditions, though, expected Tuesday and Wednesday.